mucho trabajo, estrenaron alerón, se hizo varias pruebas, reclamaste un poquito mayor balance, o sea que se trabajó. Sé que no estás conforme, pero ¿sirvió por lo menos esa mejora? ¿Le ves que trabajándola se va a poder mejorar?
Ojalá. Hoy no mejoró. Probé las dos, probé el alerón viejo en la FP1 una vuelta y casi no hubo diferencia, así que fue bastante frustrante eso porque esperamos una diferencia grande de uno al otro y nada, muy raro. Creo que, no sé, hay que entender un poco por qué no funcionó como esperábamos. Y después en la FP2 hicimos cambios grandes porque el auto no iba bien, iba bastante mal. En la FP1 estaba bastante desconectado, curva lenta hacía una cosa, en curva rápida hacía la opuesta, entonces era un poco complicado de trabajar. Hicimos cambios muy grandes para el FP2 y fue todo peor todavía. Así que nada, un día que el auto estuvo un poco no en una ventana correcta en ningún momento y creo que no pudimos entender el porqué todavía, así que nada, por trabajar hoy a la noche pierde un salto grande, así que nada, hay que entender un poco la razón de los problemas que tenemos y por qué también el alerón no está funcionando como esperábamos. Creo que un día difícil estrenamos el alerón nuevo, obviamente, el alerón delantero. Probamos los dos, hubo muy poca diferencia, así que no fue tan positivo. Creo que esperábamos mucho más y un grip en curva rápida mucho mejor y no lo encontramos, así que es un poco una pena. Creo que hay que seguir investigando y entendiendo un poco más. Pero no fue un buen día en cuanto a evoluciones, no hicieron lo que esperábamos, así que nada, hay que trabajar, entender un poco hoy a la noche por qué. Hicimos muchos cambios de setup para el FP2, porque el auto estaba bastante raro en el FP1, no iba bien, iba pateando mucho, no estaba conectado y lo empeoramos muchísimo, no hizo lo que esperábamos que hiciera, así que nada, creo que bastante negativo la FP2, pero mucho por entender, creo que fue bueno para aprender. Probamos bastantes cosas en el auto, no funcionaron, así que ojalá revertirlo mañana.
Hello gents, I've ventured down to Alpine, who are another team with a sequence of upgrades this weekend, mostly focused around the front wing. This is the one with the bigger profile to the top flap. You'll be able to see the other type because Pierre Gasly is out on circuit pounding round with it, and they keep on coming through the pits and tweaking the angulation of it. So they're back-to-backing two different front wings between the two different cars at the moment, and there are a number of niceties as well around the front suspension fairings which are to work with the new specification. So for this team and for Pierre Gasly, who's been in the points every single race bar one through the beginning of this year, still trying to upgrade and improve the car. Get a sense of the amount of cooling as well when you stand down here at Alpine. You can see how much dry ice is being used. Look, if you come over here, JP, in all of these vent plugs, they're blowing through this dry ice to desperately try to keep turbos, to try to keep electrics, to try to keep ice components cool. And as we've heard so many times, all the drivers thinking the cars are going to give up before they do, with it being 35 degrees out on track.
Yeah, just take me through like how day one's gone for you, how it's felt behind the wheel.
Yeah, I mean we've had quite a lot of data gathering and trying to understand a bit more about the new parts we brought here in Austria, and yeah, it's very hot out there, so it obviously makes it quite tricky. But overall, some good learnings. Still feel, yeah, it's pretty tricky behind the wheel, so hopefully we can improve a bit the car balance for tomorrow and find a bit more pace. But yeah, there's a bit of work to do. Yeah.
I mean, if you make that step in the right direction overnight into tomorrow and also into Sunday, what do you think is possibly on the cards for you here?
I mean, so far every weekend we've managed to fight for the top 10. I think that should be the target. It's kind of like the usual rivals, out there, like VCarb and Audi look pretty strong. So yeah, we'll see. I think at the moment really want to focus on ourselves and our own pace. Try to find a bit more performance from these new parts we got on the car, and hopefully it can put us on the right foot.
Well, Steve, that seemed a day of two halves, if I can put it that way, here in Austria for Alpine. Not looking too competitive in FP1, but looking quite competitive in FP2.
Yeah, well, we've made a habit, unfortunately, of not looking too competitive on Fridays, and that trend seemed to continue this morning, certainly. We've got a new front wing on the car, it's not a secret, and we've got a lot to learn from that. looks like a good baseline, and we'll be, it's a cliche, we'll be looking at data tonight and seeing what the way forward is.
Okay, is that front wing, is that the final fix to some of the understeer issues you've had all season?
I'll tell you in Abu Dhabi.
And is this circuit maybe the best one to test it on?
No, I don't think it is. Honestly, it would have been nice to have had it in Spain. Yeah. That would have been a much more definitive test. We couldn't get it to Spain, unfortunately, not through any lack of effort, but it just wasn't possible. It does tell us some stuff here. I think Silverstone will be a more black and white test of it, so we'll see.
Okay, and otherwise, I mean, it looks tight between yourselves. Racing Bulls also maybe look. Do you think with a good strategy, as your team always does, and good reliability, you can make it into points at the end of Sunday?
We're always optimistic. I'm sure we can. I mean, it's a short lap here, so of course the differences are tiny. No, I think we'll qualify hopefully just inside the top 10, race round on Sunday for points, and yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, you're going to be drumming the word track limits into the drivers' heads before qualifying tomorrow.
Well, it's not so much of a problem as it used to be here. It used to be terrible in 23, I think was the nadir of it. But yeah, it's still an issue.
Okay.
Well, it's always good to get some car time. So how was that? What kind of learnings did you get out of it today?
Yeah, I mean, as you say, it's always fun to drive a car in an FP1, and generally driving an F1 car is always a pleasure. I had a very good time last time in Barcelona, so I was very excited to get back at it, and I actually really like this track. We knew it was going to be a bit tricky because it's super hot here, like it was in Barcelona. But ultimately, I mean, the run and the session generally went quite well. I was very happy on the medium. We had a bit of a compromise run on the softs. I had an issue with the system and I didn't get the deployment that we wanted. So in the end, the soft lap was not exactly what I wanted. So it was a bit of a shame there because that's obviously the lap time that ends up on the board. But generally, yeah, we completed the run plan. I did some aero testing with the rakes in the beginning, and the pace on the medium was very good. So yeah, you can't always have a perfect FP1. So I'm still quite happy.
And in terms of what the team feedback was, what did they say to you after that session?
I mean, they were happy, and I think they're always going to be happy as long as you keep the car intact. And yeah, I mean, the pace in the medium was good. I was a bit offset to Nico because we had to do the aero rake tests, and then we had some test items that we tried as well, so the brakes actually took a lot longer than we expected, which also compromised our soft run in the end, because after I had the issue, we basically didn't have the time to prepare another soft lap. But yeah, I kept the car intact, gave them the feedback they wanted, and all the tests went well, so they were happy.
Escuché el comentario de Argentina y es un comentario de él no podía creer la cantidad de gente que había ido.
I never believe it. I believe in 10,000, 20, 500,000 people. These 500,000 people or more, or 600, standing there for Franco. I don't really, I don't understand.
La gente que no es de nuestro país es un poco inentendible, ¿no? Que hayan ido más de 500.000 personas a un evento así. La pasión de nuestro país es poca gente la entiende y cómo apoyamos a nuestros deportistas, a la gente que lo da todo por el país y trata de trabajar para dejar la bandera argentina más alta. Así que nada, pocos lo entienden, por suerte lo entendemos nosotros y siempre lo damos todo en cada situación para apoyar a los nuestros. Para mí fue uno de los días más lindos de mi vida, así que nada, lo disfruté mucho y obviamente que ojalá que en el futuro tengamos otro así con más gente todavía.